Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to your weekly tarot reading. So, as always, clear our deck and shuffle. And as I'm sitting here, again, I'm just asking my guides to give me a reading for this week, whatever needs to come up, or whoever needs to hear it, and obviously just to share it to the world, to you. And if you're seeing this, then there must be a message for you. Please just take what resonates with you and leave the rest with me. Because as this is going on YouTube, of course, not everything's going to be for you. It might be for somebody else. So, let's see what comes up. Do that one again. When too many cards flip over, it gets a bit confusing. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. We have the King of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. The Emperor. The Tree of Life. Page of Coins. Temperance. The Priestess. The Queen of Swords. The Wheel. Faith. Ace of Cups. The Three of Wands. And we ended off with the Four of Cups. And of course, I always just give extra little cards. We have the Queen of Cups, the Five of Cups. Let's get everything moved over a little bit. Here. And we have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Right. So they are there are a lot of major arcana in this reading. If you've been following my channel for a while now, you know that the major arcana are the major life lessons, or the lessons that stick, the lessons that last longer than just a week, things to really focus on, right? So we start off with the King of Cups. So the current path that you're on right now is an emotional one. It's all to deal with emotions. Where you are right now, the emotions are at an all-time high, right? Emotions are quite strong. You've gone through a lot, especially looking at previous readings. You've gone through quite a bit of a chaotic environment. I mean, this year has also started off a little bit slow. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been in a situation where you get promised so many things, like, oh, work's going to start here, and all these promises and opportunities are coming your way, and then just nothing happens. January, nothing happens. February, nothing happens. Now you're waiting for March. So there's so much chaos around you. Things are moving quickly, but things are also not moving at all, if that makes any sense at all, right? So there's so much turmoil, there's so much challenges, there's so much chaos happening around you. It really helps you pay attention to what's going on inside of you, right? And it gets you to a point where you can deal with these things. So it makes you a stronger person. So although things feel like they're burning and crashing around you, it really does make you a stronger person, right? And to prove that, we have the King of Wands over that. So the King of Wands is more external strength. So the King of Cups is internal strength with the emotions. The King of Wands is that external strength, the assertiveness, the confidence, the dealing with those challenges, especially those external forces, the quick movements, the slow movements, the challenges, all these things that come up in our lives, right? Then we have Temperance, and of course I have to cover some of these cards because of YouTube. So Temperance deals with patience. Temperance deals with letting things be. Some things in life we cannot control, although we try our damnedest to get a grasp on certain things, to control things, to put things sort of in organization so that we can deal with it in a better way, right? So that we can understand it better. But there are certain things in life that are too big for us to control. There are things that are too big for us to handle, or maybe we're just not ready to learn that lesson right now, and it becomes overwhelming. Temperance tells us we need to slow down. We need to take a step back. We need to just focus on ourselves, breathe, and just let things be. Let things unfold the way that they're supposed to unfold. And maybe it's now time to focus on ourselves, so that let whatever forces are at work to resolve, so that we can focus on ourselves, get stronger as much as we can, so that once these things resolve, we can then take on the next objective. Or maybe there was something within ourselves that was blocking us from understanding what this challenge was, or how to overcome this challenge or this burden. And once we were able to deal with that aspect of ourselves, we look at it in a whole different way, and we can breeze through it, right? We have the Ace of Wands next to Temperance. Ace of Wands, new opportunities. This week has brought a lot of new opportunities. I mean, for me personally, this whole year has been opportunity, 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 but nothing is quite really stuck. There's been so many promises and opportunities coming our way, and just nothing is flowing, right? But we have the priestess right next to the priestess. Is all about knowledge. The priestess is all about understanding that you have the knowledge, you have the opportunity, you know that things are going to come right. You know that things are going to go in a certain way. You are okay. You have the knowledge, you have the understanding of like, if this comes through, great. If this doesn't come through, here's a plan B. Or you have the understanding of how to overcome these certain situations. It is all about patience. It is all about waiting right now. Unfortunately, that is what the temperance is all about. There is nothing you can do at this point. Even though there's an opportunity right in front of you, there's nothing you can do about it. And you have that understanding of like, I have to just wait. I know whatever is going to happen is supposed to happen, and I just have to follow it. I have to trust in my guides. I have to trust in my higher self. I have to trust in the heavens or the gods above that things are just going to work out for me. What I can do in the meantime, the Emperor comes up. The Emperor is all about setting those boundaries for yourself, learning when to say no. Don't overextend yourself. We can fall into a state of depress. We can fall into a state of constantly going above and beyond, right? Trying to do everything we can to get this opportunity, to get this Ace of Wands, right? All these opportunities, we do everything we can, even if that means diminishing our own self-worth, even if it means hurting ourselves in some way, shape, or form, or undercutting, like depreciating ourselves in order to get what we were trying to get, right? And that's not always that's a very bad thing to do. We need to be able to grasp this opportunity at our fullest self. We can't go in low. We have to go in high. We still have to keep our self-worth up high, so that when we gain this, it just builds on what is already there. It doesn't make us a better person. That makes sense. Right? We have the Page of Coins with that. So it goes hand in hand with the Emperor. Learning how to say no, putting these boundaries in place. The Page of Coins is there to, again, like I said, build on what you already have. It's going to be a whole new form of wealth. It's starting at the beginning. It's learning how to deal with a new circumstance, learning how to deal with new opportunities, new wealth that comes into your life, right? It's learning how to deal with not having it, and when you get it, dealing with it in a way that makes you feel like you haven't had it for a while, right? You have to deal with it in a way that you've always had it, right? It's okay, you can't overextend yourself. Don't overextend yourself. Don't get overwhelmed by one thing, by one opportunity. We have to keep a clear mind. And talking about keeping a clear mind, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about cutting out what does not belong anymore, right? So that can be external forces, internal forces, anxiety, stress. And now it's very easy for me to say, I just cut it out. Right? It takes time, it takes practice, it takes effort. It takes conscious effort to look at yourself and realize what parts of yourself no longer serve you in your next endeavor, in this next 5 years, in your near future, right? What no longer serves you, what no longer do you want to take with you. It's kind of like having a New Year's resolution, but for your soul, right? But that's kind of how I see New Year's resolutions, is this Queen of Swords. You have this opportunity of like, this next year I'm going to be doing this, but okay, but in order to do this, I need to actually get rid of this. That's the only way that I'm ever going to achieve that. So think about the Queen of Swords like that. Whenever you see this, a new opportunity or a new venture or a new task ahead of you, or something you want to achieve, in order to obtain that, what do you need to do to get there? Okay, cool. Now you know what you need to do to get there. What do you need to get rid of in order for that process to become easier? That's the Queen of Swords. No holds barred. It's not about like, I can tone it down by 50%. No, it's all or nothing. Queen of Swords cuts. Clean cut. We have the Tree of Life immediately after the Queen of Swords. The Tree of Life is all about universal energy, universal resources, tapping into the all-knowing. in order to manifest, in order to obtain, in order to cut out those certain aspects of yourselves to make it easier. Right? You call upon your guides, you call upon your higher self, you call upon your gods. Let them help aid the process. You don't have to do everything on your own. You're not on your own. Even if you don't see around, you're never alone. Even when you feel like you're alone, right? If there's no actual physical people around you, you're not alone. You have your guides, you have your higher self. Call on them when you need them. We have the wheel. The wheel at the end of this reading, at the end of this, at the end of the stage, it's an ending of a cycle. It's the beginning of a new, right? So that's what the wheel represents, as the wheel turns its fate. So when the wheel makes a full rotation, that is one cycle. Now it starts a whole new cycle, and then a whole new cycle, and a whole new cycle, right? So now that whole energy there has been its own cycle. We're at the phase where we're starting a brand new cycle. A brand new 9-year cycle is about to begin, right? So whatever has think back over these last 9 years. What life lessons have you learned? What have you gained? What have you lost? What challenges or major impacts have you overcome, or like has affected you over these past 9 years? Now think about that, where you were 9 years ago to who you are now, and imagine who you're going to be in the next 9 years. That's what the wheel is all about. That's a new cycle. And starting the new cycle, we have faith. Now, I spoke about the tree of life, tapping into the universe, tapping into the universal resources. Faith is all about keeping that strong, knowing that that universal resource is still there. Take that with you into the next 9-year cycle. Make sure that that is the first thing you take into the next 9-year cycle, because they have always been there for you, even when you don't know that they're there, even when you may not have felt them. They have always been there through all of this chaos. That's the first thing that you take with you. They know what's coming, even if you don't. They won't tell you what's coming. Trust me, I've tried, I've asked. They won't tell you. It's not their job to, but they're there. Then we have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is new energies, new emotions, new, again, whole brand new 9-year cycle, new energy coming, new emotions that you need to deal with. You're at a point in your life right now where you're at the King of Cups, you're at the top of your game. Well, a whole 9-year cycle means that you're going to be experiencing a whole brand new ball game of things that you've never experienced before, and that means that you're going to be learning a whole new repertoire of emotional growth, emotional strength, emotional weaponry in order to fight the challenges that come ahead. Right? We have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, it ties in very well to the wheel, which is all about the ending of a cycle, watching everything, all of these rewards finally come in after all the challenges that you've overcome, all of these new parts of yourself that you can gain and appreciate in life. That we have the Four of Swords. It's kind of like these rewards or these graces are given to you from the heavens above, like they just fall into your lap, right? It can feel that way, but that's why I say reflect over the 9 years. What have you endured in order to receive what you've received? It's not just a matter of, oh, you just got lucky, you got the golden ticket, it just fell into your lap. You've endured 9 years worth of what in order to gain this, in order to get where you are. You've overcome things, you've lost friends, you've lost family, you've lost parts of yourself, you've lost aspects, you've lost so much, and you've gained that much more. You've gained a true friendship, you've gained family that isn't blood related, you've gained relationships and new understandings of yourself and faith in itself, right? Now the heavens, the universe, all these things, you've gained all of that as well. What have you gained over these 9 years? Where have you come from? Start reflecting. That is the end of that. Of course, I look at the outside cards as well. So we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups goes hand in hand with the King of Cups. King of Cups is more external, strength, outside forces. Queen of Cups is more internal. You have the Queen and King of Cups. I mentioned that in the beginning. So you have that healthy balance of male and feminine energies when it comes to emotion. We have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups represents that chaos that we endured, all the grief that we've endured, all the loss that we've endured in order to get to where we are. we have the Knight of Cups. And not only do we have the Queen and King of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, charging forward with our emotions, where we have the strength knowing that we can endure whatever comes our way. And we have the Nine of Swords, goes hand in hand with the Five of Cups, goes hand in hand with all the chaos that we've been doing again. Nine of Swords it's keeping your mind racing. It's stress, anxiety, all those things that we've had to endure again in order to get where we go, right? So that brings us to the end of our reading. I always like to pull out the major arcana in every one of my readings just to see what the major lessons are that we need to focus on. So let's have a look. We have a lot of major arcana this week. A lot of lessons, a lot of things that we've had to overcome in order to get to where we are. Okay. We have 6. Not as much as I thought it was going to be. Okay, so the major arcana for this week, we have Temperance. Right? Temperance is all about patience. It's all about having to sit back, having to just let things unfold whenever they need to unfold. Understanding that certain things are bigger than us, that we cannot control everything in our lives, and just letting it be, letting it flow, letting it resolve however it needs to resolve. The Priestess shows us that we've gained so much knowledge, so much understanding about certain situations that we can take that backseat, that we can just sit back and let it resolve, understanding, knowing that we cannot control everything, that certain things are bigger than us. And that doesn't mean that we're not strong or that we're weak. It just means that, okay, I just don't need to learn this lesson right now. I've learned everything I need to learn from the situation. Let me sit back, let this resolve so that I can learn the next lesson, so that I can focus on myself more for the next thing to come. Right? We have the Emperor. Emperor is all about setting boundaries, learning when to say no. Don't overextend yourself. Don't do things out of desperation. To at least have that control of yourself. If there's external forces that you cannot control, find some control of yourself. Find control over things that may affect you. Right? We have the Tree of Life. Tree of Life is universal resources, universal lessons, universal challenges, universal support. Using that to it's mind, body, and soul. We have the Emperor being the external forces, we have the Priestess being the internal forces, and we have the Tree of Life being the universal forces. We have all of them. They all affect us, and we need to use them collectively all the time, and we just need to focus on certain things at certain times. Emperor helps us to keep things at a distance. When things are too chaotic, we can keep things at a distance. Okay, no thank you. This is the line. The Priestess is taking ourselves out of the situation when things get too tough. And the Tree of Life is always there. The Tree of Life is there always to tap into those universal resources when things get too tough. We can always go to a safe place in our lives where we can tap into this energy and just focus and just learn the lesson that needs to come from whatever situation we're in. We have the Wheel. The Wheel is all about an ending of a cycle and a beginning of it. This 9-year cycle is finally coming to an end, and a brand new one is about to start. That comes with its own challenges. That comes with its own rewards. But after these 9 years, reflect on what you've gone through in these 9 years, and you will definitely be ready for what's to come. Something to take into the new 9-year cycle: faith. Keep your faith strong. Keep that universal energy strong. Keep your higher self, your guides, your gods. Keep that part of you with you. Bring that with you into your new 9-year cycle. They have been there for you this whole 9-year cycle, even if you didn't feel them all the time. They will be there with you for the next 9-year cycle. So, if that resonated with you, please consider giving this video a like. Please subscribe for more videos to come, and I will see you in the next video.